Good evening. Once again, we're going to play Crusader Kings 3 slowly and badly. I'm much better rested this time. On the other hand, well, literally on my hand, I have symptoms of RSI. You may wonder why I begin each episode with these sorts of physical and mental complaints. It's really because I'm sure you perceive yourselves to be suffering in the viewing of these videos, and I just wanted to make sure you knew that I'm also suffering. You may also wonder why I begin on this screen of the game rather than, having us come in with the game begun in front of us, since we're now 3 episodes in. Well, the reason is YouTube can automatically generate thumbnails for your video, and I want YouTube to give me the option of using this screen as a thumbnail, because I really can't be bothered to make thumbnails of my own. I don't know who this is. This is our wife on the left of us. I have no idea who this is. She's far too old, surely, to be... This is weird. Oh, hang on, because last time on this side I said we had a son here, but maybe I misgendered my own family. Could I have done that? I don't know. I have some bugbears with this game now. Let's continue. Ooh, the game sound is very loud in my ear. Let me address that. I've been watching my own videos back, and I am alarmed by something. So the last episode I was checking out our council, and while doing that I failed to notice that in this area here some news popped up and then shortly afterwards disappeared. And that news was, unless I'm very much mistaken, that our wife is pregnant, which is big news in a game about trying to make your dynasty survive. I haven't previously said, for those unfamiliar with these games, if your dynasty dies out, that's game over for you. So you do need to be having children each generation. And when your wife becomes pregnant, that is a cause for great celebration. So the fact that the news came up here and went past in such a way that I did not notice is a worry, because before we also had some news that appeared in this other area that was simply about some bishop from a faraway land who was caught wearing women's stockings or whatever. I mean, okay, not they didn't have denier tights in those days. And that news stayed until I dismissed it, whereas this much more important, unless it's up here. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't appear to be. So I would imagine there is something I can click that would inform me of news that's been and gone, but I don't know where that is. Let's start time off. And another bit of news that went past that way was that we have a new heir. So our sister is the heir, which is fine because if you remember, we've got gender equality. So had it not been for that, we would only have males here, I would imagine. Greetings, my serene liege. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets here at Court Bar. So that's a shame. We haven't got any dirt on anyone. We can either tell him to give up or continue searching, and I'm gonna tell him to keep going. Task finished. High Chieftain Aid McKinnade of Moray finished the finds. Oh right, alrighty. What else have I got in my notes? Yeah, something else we haven't really talked about, because I realise nobody who has been into the Crusader Kings series seriously could tolerate my videos on it, because I'm playing the game almost in real time whereas they will play it at speed 5, where you get through a year in about 5 seconds, and I'm not doing that. They will find me unbearable to watch. So what I should be explaining to people who might be watching my videos is what the aim of this game is. I should have done that a lot earlier, obviously. And as I say, game over if your dynasty dies out. One thing you might want to do is paint the map, as they call it, which is invading territories. So as Alba, we might enjoy controlling the whole of the British Isles or something like that. However, you don't have to. The game doesn't insist that you do. We could content ourselves with taking over the Scottish region and then spend the rest of the game I don't know, eating banquets and killing people we don't like, things like that. The game runs until the mid 1400s, and we're at the year 868 now. Although there is an option for you to basically have it never end, but you know, it'd be a bit weird being in 1950 and people will still be fighting with swords. We have managed to sway our vassal. That happened sooner than I expected, so he likes us better now. He's our marshal, so he is on the council. So we have one more council member who can tolerate our disgusting gluttonous presence now. So that's a win. Speaking of gluttony, I am feeling the urge to burp. I do not speak out loud much in real life, and I am becoming aware that in performing this act by making these videos, it causes all sorts of bodily changes, and none of them are particularly pleasant. Alright, just peering up my notes again. Oh yeah, one of the other things that we learned last episode was that we can raid neighbouring territories. While we try to complete the paperwork on giving us a reason to be horrible to Strathclyde here, we could probably still sneak over the border and nick some of their cash. I don't know if that would be a wise thing to do. I suppose if we are intending to invade them in the future, raiding them first might just make them more defensive. Maybe we could consider going over the water and raiding Ulster. I don't know if we have any boats. It might be nice if you could minimise these, because sometimes you want to finish your train of thought. One of the things I find with Crusader Kings is that you're 3 minutes into trying to figure something out, and then before you have, you end up trying to figure something else out, and that continues for perhaps 300 hours, and then you suddenly realise that you've actually figured none of the things out that you were ever trying to acquire knowledge on. So this is the man in Ulster, and what I wanted to find out was, see, this is the problem, I've nearly forgotten, oh yeah, whether we can raid him. So he's got 46 gold. I'm assuming that if we raid him we would get only a fraction of that. Let's look at our military. That seems like a sensible thing to do in the context of raiding. Raise all as raiders. I don't want to raise them yet before I know what I'm doing. I'm not getting any indication that we've got any boats, which will be a problem if we want to raid Ulster. Let's be completely reckless in the spirit of learning and raise our soldiers as raiders. Go away. Right, let's get this out of the way. In my work at your court, I have failed to find any secrets. Oh, it's just that again. However, the truth does not have to stop us. It would be simple to make sure that Eire Ire suddenly did have secrets he would not want to get out. Ooh. Well, who is that? We can't see. And it's not letting... Oh, here we are. Our steward, well, he likes us. I mean, he seems alright to me. I don't think I want to do anything horrible to him. He seems like a good egg at the moment, so no, we won't do that. Alright, so we have the first raiders of St. Johnston with a little over, well, the numbers increasing all the time. 1,200 men, and they're standing still, as indeed they should. We've not commanded them. Alright, this is going to be enormously... Well, let's look at Ulster again and see how many... 316 men they've got. Let's just bully them. I seem to remember that in this game, unlike the previous one, they will just embark and you don't have to worry about looking to see if you've got ships or something. Alright, let's go for it. Right, well, they're gonna travel through both Strathclyde and the Isles. I don't... Wait, are they in a fight already? Oh no, somebody else is fighting. My levels of anxiety have increased now that we've got an army on the move, which I didn't really give this decision much thought, so... Alright. My son, praise St. Bridget, Engeltrudis has given birth to a perfect little son. Normally, giving birth to a son is much, much better than giving birth to a daughter, but gender equality, I suggest that's not the case in this game, which is good. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? So we get to name the child. We'll name the child after an ancestor. I don't know why I've got a red cross there. And that will mean the child is called Adelhard. I am content with the name. So as our army proceeds across the land, this is our first Let's Play of the game. You've got to experiment a bit, haven't you? I wonder if this raid is in keeping with notions of role-playing. So, as we know to our intense pain we're gluttonous, we don't need to be reminded of that. Cynical, is it cynical to raid somebody? Dubiously. Arbitrary. Crusader does his own thing and has little regard for others. Well, we made an arbitrary decision. Role-playing achieved. I very much feel myself to be inhabiting the personality of another being entirely, which is what role-playing is all about. I'm going to increase the speed to watch this army move a bit more quickly. And they're going to cross the waters. Actually, I believe this stretch of water does not require boats. There's a what's called a strait there, so it's just a short hop. I imagine in real life you would require a boat, but that's game logic for you. Greetings, my serene liege. Despite our best efforts, that's excuse me, my body is once again tormenting me. I'm going to tell him once again to continue looking for secrets. My skilled brother, my brother High Chieftain Aid, which is the person we made an alliance with recently, has proven himself highly capable, especially in discreet matters. I like the italics on discreet. That suggests it's possibly something pornographic. There are some projects I would like to undertake in the Mormairdom of Moray, my liege, with your blessing, of course. So we can tell him to go for it. And that will cause Moray to develop more quickly. Or we could tell him no on the apparent basis that we feel like we should be boss. But since there's a bonus to the territory, oh, it does cost us some prestige. Well, since I'm not entirely on top of what prestige does for us at the moment, let's tell him to do it. Take the reins. And the army is now in Ulster. This is exciting. Is there any? Here's our army down here on the bottom left. What does it tell us? They're standing still. Do I have to tell them? Always raid. The army will automatically raid any viable holding that it stops in, and they are standing still. So are they raiding? I'm getting no indication that they're raiding. It may be I think they have to go here where there's more sign that there's buildings. Alright, we'll send the army down there then. A neighbouring ruler has won a war. See, once you start time going, things come in thick and fast. I bet you thought in the first couple of episodes, does anything ever happen? Alright. The Chancellor upsets Chieftain Paulgill. Oh, right. So this is one of the things that occurs when your council isn't very good. Our Chancellor... Hang on, let's get the council up. Our Chancellor's diplomacy, which is his key stat, is poor. And so since a lot of our councillors are poor, this will cause news like this to occur, because poor councillors understandably do a poor job, and it leads to bad outcomes. Alright, so the army is now where there is a settlement. They're standing still. Once again, I am given no indication that raid loot, but I can't click that. Maybe there's no loot here. Loot 0. Well, I was almost going to say maybe I'll just send them home. But there's another settlement here. Oops. Come out of the way. Let's send them there. Well, let's check if there's loot. No, there's no loot there. So that's what I needed to look at before sending them out. By the way, having this army raised is going to be costing us money. So we've gone out on a raid, and really the only motivation for doing so would be to gain some money, and we are in fact spending money instead. So this is rather like many of the United Kingdom's government schemes of recent history. What's all these? Okay. Should we press on? Let's see if we can find a place that does have some loot. Oh, there's some loot over here. They've got 15. Alright then, go over there. I've got to try and make the best of a bad job. This is what becomes of role-playing arbitrary. You make bad decisions. Once again, no secrets found. This is tremendously disappointing. Oh, it's the same guy. Put the speed up again to get the army moving. I mean, we have to assume that once we've done our raid, the people that we've raided aren't going to be very happy about it. I mean, would you be? Oh, I didn't really check what sort of army this place has got. 405 there. 398, okay. Right, the army approaches the raid target. And just as they do, our episode timer encourages us to wind up. Is this... Oh, there are... All right. We're in a battle. Well, I'm going to say, to the sound of clanging arms, that we end on that cliffhanger. And even though we've paused the game, I now have to talk over the clamour. I'm going to not do that. Right, that's quieter. Alright, well, we took I was going to say decisive action in choosing to go out on a raid. That's like our first bit of societal aggression that we've displayed. And no doubt everyone around will be suitably impressed. I believe this is what rulership is all about. Being a bit violent, you know, I mean, not necessarily all about, but often the case that a leader expresses his authority by hitting people around and causing wounds, both physical and psychological. Alright then. We once again played Crusader Kings 3 slowly. We were quite daring. We went up to speed 2 of 5 this episode. So who knows what sort of escalation we may see in the future. Thank you for watching, and cheerio.